Right. So this is one of the presentations that I've used there. I've developed this presentation over over a period of 6 or 7 months, because there have been so many going back and forth on different aspects of SEO. What we need to include in the presentation and what we not. Just to keep it concise and simple for people to understand. Right. So
Sure.
start of the presentations mentions what it takes to win leads of the Google. This is basically specifically designed, this title, to make the users understand that we are going to help you win leads from the Google, from the organic traffic. Right. Second presentation actually mentions whatever brand we are working on. It's simple screenshot of their website. And then I also got a video presentation of this. I will share you, after the call, or maybe, after the presentation is done. So we
Okay.
start content audit. There are four pillars of SEO, on which SEO is actually based. One is technical SEO, content strategy, content effectiveness, and link building. And I have based the presentation on these four pillars itself. So first and foremost, we tell them that we are going to work on your content audit. That means, the content strategy, content effectiveness, and content distribution. So content distribution is basically link building, and content strategy, as I mentioned previously, it is, what kind of keywords we are going to research and what kind of keywords we are going to target for our content strategy to make sure that top of the funnel audience is being directed to our funnel on a regular basis. And content effectiveness is to make sure whatever content we are publishing, that is effective enough to help those people's lead to the next stage of their funnel. And this is basically to make the user understand what content strategy is. You can read it through.
Okay.
Right. So this will also help you understand the perspective, right, from where we need to approach the prospect. Right. It's not something, because I've seen so many people harp a lot about keyword research, who actually, use things that people do not understand. So we need to make and that we are going to only pump out the content which is attractive to your target audience, which is going to help them engage with your content, with your brand. And then we are going to work on every single content to make it effective enough to lead that prospect to your sales funnel. And this is how we mentioned that this is the current scenario of your website. This is the site in question is k9lightlights.com. knightlights.com. So
K9lights, yeah.
Right. So we mentioned that this is your current standing in the organic searches to make them understand that they need to work on your organic SEO. And here we tell that this is how the entire pages of the website, the content of the website is performing in terms of rankings and the keyword targeting. And this is the keyword report, what all keywords you are ranking. If they are ranking on too many keywords, we will simply get the keywords which they can rank potentially, which they are not ranking. If there is no keywords or very little keywords, we need to make them realize that your SEO is in shambles and you need to work on it. And at the same time, we mention them what's missing from their content strategy. So for this particular client, it's lack of exposure. They do not have enough content on the web to attract their likable audience. Lack of content uniformity. Their content is not uniform in their approach. So the one blog is going, it's talking about something else, and the other one is talking about something else, which is absolutely not relevant to their target audience. And lack of goal orientation. So if they have not meant, if they haven't got any landing pages, if their content strategy is not aligned, then obviously they cannot expect their traffic to move towards a certain goal, right? Then it's the effectiveness. So we mentioned that how your content is care of when we work on the campaign. So these are the goals that normally local businesses have, that is to capture the contact details, appointment booking, or transaction on site. Right.
Yep.
And what features do we optimize into it? So it's mentioning that we are going to every level of their engagement or their interaction with the audience, and we optimize every feature of it to make sure that we are able to lead the prospect from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3, and then eventually leading them to your sales funnel. So what's missing? We just mentioned them. If their meta titles aren't working, if their trust factor is missing, if they do not have enough, attractive enough value proposition, and also the lack of influence. And then
Okay, fascinating.
Right. Then the content distribution, it's about link building, that you need to have backlinks coming onto your website from reliable resources, from relevant websites, and the content that is actually in unison with your target prospects and the other website.
Got it.
So what's the showstopper? So quality and authority wise, you need by the way, we have 7 minutes. Or just in case if we are still in between, you can
Yep.
log in on to the same URL, to get back on the call, right? So
yep.
These are the missing points in the content strategy. So link building, off-page SEO, and then eventually we lead them to the technical analysis, right? Wherein we tell them that the basically the purpose of technical SEO optimization is to improvise their website on the indexing, crawlability, and rendering parameters, so that their website is the search engines are receptive to your website. They take up any content that you publish in the index. It is convenient for the bots as well as the visiting traffic to navigate across the website, and that is done by an optimized website structure, right? And finally, it has to be efficient enough for user interaction, like how we are optimizing the meta titles, how we are optimizing the H1s, the URLs, as well as other features that we show that users are there on the page and they are interacting and engaging with the content enough, leading to the established goals and objectives of a given page. We also work on the website speed optimization, right? So structured data is a very important aspect of on-page SEO or technical SEO. So we work on each and every page of a website to optimize the structured data. So again, these are some of the impediments that we mentioned, that we put across to them. How they are missing out on some of the important parameters of SEO, right? So website accessibility and is one of it. And if they are not properly optimized, at least for website, it has to be above 90% on website speed optimization index. And for mobile, it has to be 95 plus. So when we work on the website, we make more. So whatever pages they have on the website, they are able to load within 2 seconds of a click, so that the user does not have to wait and that actually take away the user from it. So this is again website speed. Right. And the structure, whatever structure data is missing on the website, we just mentioned what was schema or structure data is missing from the website. So we'll work and fix them up as well. Some of the other technical factors, there's a host of other technical factors, but these are the most important ones that we need to fix just to make sure that they are not lagging behind any of their competitions in terms of technical and on-page SEO. And that is eventually for better and top rankings also. So this is a very, very detailed presentation and specifically build up.
That's great. It's very thorough, very well explained. I mean, yeah, that's fantastic.
And I'll share the video as well with you so that you have a reference point just in case, because you need to practice it a few times just to make sure whenever you are presenting it to your client, you do not fall out of it, right? So you have to be top of your, I never allow my client to be left with any of the questions with respect to the process, and all they have to converse is to what we need to do next, right? And I never ask them that let's make the payment and start the SEO. I always tell them that if there are any further questions, or if there are any other things that you think should be there, you can actually share with me, and maybe we can connect in a couple of days' time once again. And by the time I can put together a strategy that we are going to implement. And just before the call, I make sure that, I have everything ready so that when we are on the call, we actually tell them about the strategy that we are going to implement. And that makes them even more yearning for, going ahead. So, and right at the call, most of the times, right during the call, I would, ask them to make the payment. I will share the invoice link and they make the payment, and that is it.
Okay.
So we need
Okay,
to.
that sounds great.
Yeah, so we need to go over this process a few times before you actually reach out to your best clients. And I'm ready. Maybe we can meet once a week or maybe once every 10 days, just to make sure that you understand every bit of this process. Because the better you understand, the more helpful it is going to be for you from sales perspective.
Got it. Okay. So some people ask about PPC, and that's just not my area. I don't know if that's anything that you provide or not.
Yeah, we have we have a team and we do the PPC and everything. The only thing is, we need to understand what budget the client is carrying.
Right.
Eventually, it comes out to the budget, because we work with clients who spend like $300, $400 or $500 a day, but we also come across clients who have a $500 budget, especially in the local niche. So that actually does not make too much of sense for us to actually work on a client which has a $500 budget, but eventually what you are going to make out of it. We can do it as a complementary to a certain level, but if you say to do it professionally, it is not feasible for a lower budget client. But PPC, it's not that hard. We can always do it
Right.
as a complementary service. I also
Yeah.
tell.
I mean, I always prefer SEO just because of the long-term value.
I tell you, what happens is, I'm sorry to interrupt you. The thing is, when we work with the PPC clients, ideally,
No, that's okay.
as a service provider, my commission is like 10 to 15% of the total budget spent on on a monthly basis. So if a client is spending like $1,000 or $2,000 budget, so I'm not anyways going to get $200 or $300 out of it as a commission. But that require a lot of attention, a lot of work. So we always have a minimum budget on which we work with the clients for the PPC and paid advertisement, because that is not only limited to running the ads, but we also need to work on the landing page conversion rate optimization and so many different testing
Right.
needs to be run, and that requires a lot of effort. So it does not make sense for anybody to work on a low budget client and put so much of effort, right? But as I mentioned, if it's a low budget client, like up to 500 or $1,000 client, we can always do it as a complimentary service, because eventually all we have to do is to run ads once and over the time optimize it.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't get a lot of those clients that ask that. I have a few clients that they have products that they sell, and I think in their mind it's a quick win. They pay for an ad and they get results immediately, and that's what they're looking for, is that quick win.
And that's the problem. When